#1 midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 what's going on, buddy? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D! Tiger win streak edition. Yeah.
Oh, that was electric. My name is Neil Rule. That guy, that's D-Mac, Darren McCarty. He won Stanley Cups and stuff.
Just 4.
Only 4 of them, though. I don't know what happened the other times, but
Lost 2.
Do better.
Yeah, be better, D-Mac. Be better next time.
Where's flannel in the room?
All right, we got KG in the building. KG, what's really good?
What's really good is Big D, is whole again. We are back together.
We are back together. The forces are united.
Boys back to town.
Is that Spenmo Raxter's voice I hear?
Hello.
Hello. What up, Spenny? Shout out heavyweights 5 to 7. Tap into that one as well. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread, subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Jump in there. Get your thoughts out there. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
So, speaking of the bad and the ugly, we weren't together yesterday, so I didn't get to bring this up on Big D Energy. Did you see the Diddy news?
Yeah, Diddy done.
Seized with 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Get that man off the streets. He's a fucking maniac.
Because of the freak-offs. They were called freak-offs.
Yeah.
Where he would have male prostitutes in rooms of his house just going for days. Days on end, just going at it. And he'd just like walk in, apparently.
Yeah.
Thousands of bottles of baby oil seized from the Diddy residence.
And if the women wasn't down, he was threatening them.
Yeah.
It was bad. It was bad. Get that man off the street.
He is a known menace.
Yes.
And he's no bond. You know, he is arrested. He's going to be freaking off in jail. I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah. A lot of freak offs in there. Look at Neil's face.
You done?
Yeah. This
is news.
It's breaking news.
Hey, Neil.
Almost did an emergency spin the block.
Yeah.
Spenny, you missed it yesterday. We were making new T-shirts, right, for the show. So
we decided we were going to start a troll section of the Woodward Sports merchandise website. So we had people send in their ideas of great troll shirts.
Freak off would be a good
I
one.
like Freddie Felt 313. D-Mac only won 4 cups.
Yeah, only 4.
Yeah.
Only
It's a
4.
good one.
Capital only.
That is
And then
a
I
good
want
one.
Sam Flannel signature on the bottom.
Okay.
All right. Well, I got
You guys.
We have
1,000 bottles of oil on the wall.
I've been with y'all, and you guys have been with us for years now. Years. Like, we've been here a minute. Let's just say it like that. Despite what you may have heard, despite all of it, here we are again. This is as uncomfortable as I've ever been to start a show, and it came from out of the blue.
Yep, didn't bring it up at all.
Now, Spenmo dropped that elbow from the top rope, D-Mac, and then hit me with a chair.
The freak
It was a little
man.
snug, too. Little snug.
Yeah.
We got to talk about the freak offs. I can't just not bring it up.
Yeah, come on now.
The DOJ guy said freak off like 10 times.
That was the official name.
Yeah, he was like, well, the freak offs would I was like, I thought it was AI. I was like, there's no way he's saying this
No,
right
it was
now.
real.
Okay, KG, you know what? You called for... All right, let me lay this down, and then KG is doing an impromptu spin the block.
I said I was going to, but the news is there.
No, KG, you were right. You are going to. You're going to in about 2 minutes. In about 2 minutes, you're going to.
So I got the video of the DOJ guy saying freak off.
Of course you do. Yeah. Can I set it up, and then you guys do what you want to do, and then at 11:14, I'm going to set fire to a human body.
Okay.
Is
Sounds
that
good.
fair?
That's fair.
Can we do that?
Yes.
This will make the Javi Baez. This will make it sound like I think Javi Baez's jersey should be retired compared to this. What's about to happen at 11:14? All right. That being said, number one, and this is bad timing for this, but you guys did this. I did not do this. Top 5 Wednesday.
Yeah.
Top 5 fluids.
Top 5 fluids.
I heard.
I relented and said, Spenny, you know what, Spenny? You want to do it. The people want to do it. All right.
Spenny got you.
Shout out James in the chat.
Top 5 fluids. James in the chat, you were loud enough, aggressive enough, you got your way. And then you start with this?
That's amen. Hey, I can or cannot say that baby oil is on my top 5 fluids list.
It is. It's a good fluid.
I hope the FBI is watching.
I cannot confirm nor deny.
I hope
they never miss heavyweights.
Yeah. I hope the FBI is watching. I will leave it at that.
Yeah.
But we do have that to get into. The Tigers are on a run for the ages. They fly close to the sun about 7 times a game.
It don't matter.
They get away with it every single time.
Team
Bad
of
news
Destiny.
Bears. It don't matter.
It's the most incredible run I've ever seen in my life.
Team of Destiny.
For real. It's the most incredible run I've ever seen in my life. People brought it up here. Mike Willett. Neil, you moved markets yesterday. Plus 450 to plus 360 for the Tigers to make the playoffs during your show yesterday.
Wow.
The streets are on.
I told you the books be watching
Well,
you,
we
bro.
were talking before, right? Like, if you legitimately go back, what did you tell me the stat? Like, and I know you're roughly estimating, but over the last 20 games, 15 of them at one point.
They were 8-1
underdogs
at some point
like,
in the
if
game.
you're sitting there, like, this is what we're trying to say. If they get down, bet them.
Bet 'em.
If the other team gets guys on base, bet them.
Yeah,
Bet the Tigers.
And I'm not even saying like you have to see it out till the end.
No.
You get them at 8-1. You know they're going to catch up at some point. The
You
Royals
had
are
your-
going to be say minus 200, and you just live in the middle, and you take your profit, and you're out, and you don't care who wins.
No.
The beauty of live
It's like
betting.
playing the market.
Yeah.
You are the
beauty of
hottest
live betting.
stock out there.
You are doing options trading on the Tigers.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're selling calls and puts. You're making money no matter what.
There's got to be some people out there that have absolutely.
I'm sure there is.
Like hit this hard.
It's wild. It's absolutely wild. what this
Anakin will tell
baseball
you what a
team is
freak
doing.
off is when you're older.
He about to learn in a few minutes.
That's true.
All right. Now, with that being said, don't blame me,
Hey,
KG.
Don't
Don't
blame
blame
me.
me. You guys did this to
blame
yourself.
Diddy.
So I'm going to spin it around right now.
right.
KG, a special impromptu edition of
Yes.
Spin the Block, where our guy KG brings you up to date on the happenings and then breaking news in the black community.
Yes.
Because when news breaks, we break in.
That's
That's
true.
true. And
This is news.
I feel a lot more safer knowing that somebody with that many bottles of baby oil is off.
He's off the street.
Like, can you imagine?
Okay.
Like, do you just have like a special room with all the Johnson and Johnson bottles? Like, how does that even work? Where do you
Like, what
store
size are these
1,000 bottles of baby oil?
You all right? I was thinking about that when I saw it. I was on the treadmill at Planet Fitness.
Yeah.
Shout out the Planet Fitness Studios, and I saw that pop across the scroll on one of the news stations. And I said, 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Yeah.
You have to get that on a pallet.
You gotta
that's
order
gotta
them.
come
Yeah.
shipped.
You need a plug straight from Johnson & Johnson.
like,
Yeah.
for real.
Like
With-
that comes on a semi D-Mac. There's a guy that has.
I know what it is. In the back of the house, there's a door that just says lotion room.
Oh, wow. He has his
Guy
own
drives
lotion
it in
room.
every month and just opens the door and slides the pallet in there. And
I would not doubt that at all.
I just want what size the bottles are these? Are these like travel
Oh,
size
hell
bottles?
no.
or are
These
these like
travel
the-
size.
They're probably the biggest bottles you can find.
Yeah, Lord, for real. 32 ounce.
For real though, like that when
That's
you get
wild.
when you get that shipped, it has to come on the semi that has the high-low attached to the back
How
of the
much
semi.
is 32,000 ounces of baby oil?
I
Can we
don't know.
fill, what could we fill with 32 ounces?
Be
of
careful.
baby? I just
We can
wondered.
fill Diddy's
I was
desires.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
right. Not even. That wasn't even enough for real. But yeah, when Spitty told me that yesterday, I thought he was lying. I literally had to go look at the headline and I was like, oh my God. But I feel a lot safer now that he's off the street. So the Southern District of New York, the DOJ, they released their indictment on Diddy yesterday. And, they seized, on top of the baby oil, they seized a lot of guns.
I have the video.
Oh, yeah. If you have the video, we can play.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
This is the DOJ talking about it.
As part of this investigation, in March of this year, special agents from HSI executed search warrants at Combs' residences in Miami and Los Angeles. They also executed a warrant for Combs' electronic devices. During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs, more than 1,000 bottles altogether.
Okay.
Three,
hold
This
on.
is
three,
wild.
He said freak off 3 times.
Okay,
He
hold
did.
on.
This-
Hold on.
The official name branding of what the hell Diddy was doing.
Okay.
Is the freak off.
Spenny.
Yes.
Are you happy with yourself?
I am, honestly.
Okay. Did you get your entertainment value?
I did.
It's ready.
Yeah.
People need to know this.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
You brought a little
Thank you.
heavyweights to Big D Energy.
Yeah.
You know I
People
like that.
need to know this
Hold
stuff.
up, KG. Just let me interrupt for a
Yeah, go
second.
ahead,
I'll
go
read
ahead.
this. Dirty Dr. D. I took it when you told me to take it at plus 750, Uncle Neil. Well, you're welcome. Remember, we did talk about that a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
The math made it worth a spin. Now I'll update the chat. I wonder what's nobody in all caps. Freak off. Go blue. Freak off.
Hey, freak off, man.
Freddie Felt 313. Big oil energy.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Baer should have bought stock in Johnson and Johnson.
No, for real. What the fuck?
Nick Hedigan. I wonder if P. Diddy got a 10% discount as he had baby oil on an auto renew with
10%,
Amazon.
right? 10% discount.
And for all of you who needed to know DNCENT, 32,000, right? Ounces is 250 gallons.
Jesus
55
Christ.
drums.
I wonder if Sting gets half of those bottles of baby oil because Diddy owes him like half of his money every time he plays that song.
Soccer
Yeah,
night in
that's true.
Detroit. Diddy had more oil than Qatar and Abu Dhabi combined. Okay, sorry. Proceed. Spin the block. Bring us up to date.
We all know Cassie was cooperating with this investigation and everything that they seized. They are trying to charge him with a RICO charge, which, if you don't know, is racketeering.
A freako charge, huh?
Yeah. A freak off charge. But yes, they're trying to get him with a RICO charge, trafficking women and things of that nature. So what he would do is, he would have these freak offs, quote, quote, with the male sex workers like in the rooms. He would bring female parties and they would do what they do. And, if the women...
tell everybody more. What do you mean when you say, quote,
freak
do
off,
what they
They
do?
would perform X.
Yes, freak off is pretty self-explanatory, I feel like. So they would have these freak offs, and if the women disagree, they would be threatened with violence and financial, threats and different things of that nature. But yeah, man, if he gets that RICO charge, he's facing life in prison. If he gets the trafficking charge, he's facing at least 10 years, and the maximum is life in prison. So he's already in his 40s. It looks like it's a wrap for Diddy.
Diddy's cooked.
Yeah, officially.
The freako charge, man.
Yep. You might just get hit with the freako.
D-Mac, care to comment?
Big Billy.
Big Billy.
Karma. Hey, karma will get you. I mean, like, isn't it? When anybody else wondering with all this and the videos and all this stuff coming up, it had to come to a head at one point. My thing is, why did it take so long?
Yeah.
So if it took so long, what's that tell you from history?
They had to build.
piled.
They had to build a
everything.
case. Because he was supposed to turn himself in, and they went and got him early. So I don't know whether they found out, he might try and flee or whatever the case may
for
be.
sure he was going to try.
sure.
Allegedly, he was going to turn himself in like the following day, but they just got him early.
Well, it's super serious because there's no bond.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, that's
and,
it.
and one thing that's going slept on about this, they have video of all of these alleged freak-offs. You know what a Diddy party is, right? A lot of celebrities come through there.
Yeah.
I promise you, there will be more names that are going to be exposed during this trial. Whenever this trial happens,
100%.
be
for
prepared. Some of your favorite celebrities might have been at these freak-offs. Some of y'all might be going to jail.
As a quote from LeBron James, ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Oh,
that is a quote from LeBron James.
None of your favorite celebrities are safe.
Nobody is safe.
You know what?
No.
It's,
The
you know what
veil
this
is being
reminds me of?
cast down.
Remember the Tiger Woods golf club incident when it was like Tiger was like nothing, and then all of a sudden, whoa,
Everything came out.
There's going to be a purge.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's going to be a purge, and this is like.
I like the way KG put that. Be prepared. Some of your favorite celebrities.
I'll tell you what.
for real.
I'll tell you what. When those pictures of the Diddy brunches came out, and it was Diddy, and it was like Jay-Z. I was like, all right, that makes sense. Like
Right.
Kevin Hart. I was like, okay, that makes sense. And I just saw Leonard Fournette there. I was like, wait. Well, Leonard Fournette does not fit that same kind of. Leonard Freaknet might be.
Freaknet.
Something might have been happening there. I'm just
all right.
saying.
You ever been
right.
swallowed?
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk about somebody that, I'm surprised wasn't at the Diddy party.
Yeah.
I wish they were at the Diddy party. And we're going to get into it because there was some news, a quote from a certain Super Bowl winning coach that I read it on X when Dave Burkett, Lions beat writer for the Detroit Free Press, when he tweeted it out. I filled with rage. You think I don't like Javi Baez? Wait about a minute and a half.
Yeah.
D-Mac.
Well, you know what? I can't think of going
WD-40
anywhere else
did he, Mike
better.
G.
Let's calm down a little bit.
Neil
all right?
finna
And if
freak
we all-
off on
Well, but you know what? I'm here to calm everybody down. Because you know what? I'm also here to give you $10 free in products from Dispo Dispensary. All you got to do is screenshot. Oh, there it is. That image right there. Bring it to any Dispo location. You'll get a free $10 to spend in store with a minimum purchase of $25. Visit Dispo Dispensary today or disposhops.com. Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug.
Hey, everybody. You guys know New Holland Brewing, the official sponsor of the Lions pregame show from Second Best Bar. But have you heard of the Long Drink? It's a gin-based cocktail that's all the rage. One is made right here in Michigan, made with all natural ingredients, and has a better flavor. Trust me, it does.
Facts.
They're immediately my favorite. And after tasting it, no matter what, it will always be my favorite. It's Taller, the Dutch long drink from New Holland Brewing Company that is shoulders above the rest. Made from New Holland small batch gin, 100% real grapefruit puree for a fresh, delicious flavor. Taller, it's your local long drink.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
Neil Rule here for Woodward Merch. That's right. Go to shop.woodwardsports.com. We got all the best Detroit sports gear. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey, whatever you need. Shop.woodwardsports.com. It's election season soon. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. There's an election soon. I'm stunned too. Campbell Homes 2024. They have my vote. They can have your vote too. Go to shop.woodwardsports.com. All right, now that that's behind us, everybody, back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty. We have KG in the building. We have Spencer Raxter. Don't do that, Spenny, in the chat. Don't do that.
JB Smooth, the freak off, plus 69.69 on the sports book.
Spenny, minus 1,200. Deshaun Watson was at the freak off. Okay.
Yeah.
Are we done with the freak off stuff?
If he was, he would be playing better, I'll tell you that.
That's probably true.
I did, D-Mac. I wanted to run this by everybody because I saw this yesterday and immediately ran and texted you guys immediately. And I don't do the all caps bit.
Yeah.
It's not my thing.
That's true.
Unless I'm so moved, unless I'm so overtook with rage, then I do. D-Mac, did you see this bit that's out there? Dave Burkett tweeted this. He said, quote, "It's not a headline from The Onion. Bill Belichick, quote, the Detroit Lions enjoying the fruits of labor from Matt Patricia because the Lions drafted Frank Ragnow when he was here, and that's it. In much the same fashion, wasn't it Matt Millen that drafted Calvin Johnson?
Yeah.
Wow. I heard this, and I couldn't believe it for a second. Couldn't believe it. Enjoying the fruits of Matt Patricia's labor. You mean the 13-29 coach when he was here with the Lions had the Lions as another laughing stock in the NFL?
Yep.
You're talking about the Matt Patricia that came through that organization with a blowtorch and blew people out of there that were actually good at their jobs. Came in there because he was smarter than everybody else and had his pencil in his ear. Had all that. He was going to save the day. Him and Bob Quinn were going to save the day. Enjoying the fruits of the labor from Matt Patricia. The 13-29 while he was here, Matt Patricia. That's the most egregious thing I've ever heard. And you know what, Bill Belichick? Since we're talking about you, the Matt Patricia thing is the norm with guys that coached under you. Because as I look around the room here at the coaches that have come from you, Bill Belichick, 219 and 306. Every person that coached under you is a bum. Just like Matt Patricia is a bum. Fruits of labor from Matt Patricia, D-Mac. Are we kidding here? Are we kidding? And all this does is tell me, for Bill Belichick to say that, here's what it does. It tells me it was all Tom Brady. All of it was Tom Brady. The whole New England Patriots run, the Super Bowl dynasty, clearly was not from anything Bill Belichick did. It was all Tom Brady. Matt Patricia's a bum. He stays out of the 313 for life.
Yes. No fly zone.
The fruits of labor from Matt Patricia.
Yeah.
D-Mac.
Yeah, Trick.
Help me.
Trick changed the no-fly zone. He was out there performing with Rick Ross last night for the election party, and he hammered it on Matt Patricia.
Yeah, right.
But the fact is, you look at right, and technically, if you're going to go to the guys that he had in the Frank Ragnows and Decker, was he one of his guys too?
That Bob Quinn. Bob Quinn selected.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The Quinn, you're going to put it on Quinn Tricia, is that they identified talent. You brought up the point, so did Matt Millen and Calvin Johnson to whatever else, but the execution, it blows me away with Bill Belichick, because there's always that question, right, of his assistant. Like, he doesn't give them the
They're
secret.
all bums.
But he doesn't, it seems like they leave missing something that other great coaches and coaches, especially in college, like the Saban tree.
Yeah.
Right? Like the different trees in college and guys that have performed, it gets tougher. Right? Like that's the one thing. So like that's just a joke. To me, the first thing that I thought, and somebody said in the chat, warning. This is what happens when you hang out with people 40 years younger than you, and they drain all your fluids from every orifice in your body.
Top 5
you
fluids
can't
today.
think.
Stick around.
Yeah.
That's top 5 fluids. But yeah, Bill's not thinking correctly. But this goes. I'm going to elaborate on your Tom Brady thing, right? Because as it plays out even more, it would lean that way. But is this not like this? There's a sort of not like aloofness to reality of what we see and maybe what Bill Belichick has always displayed. Now, I'm not saying he's not a great coach, and you can't take away, obviously, he's got more championships than I do. But the fact is that this takes so much credibility away. And tell me you don't pay much attention or see what's going on without. That's like us saying, hey, in Jacksonville and stuff like this, and somebody in Jacksonville is like, you're not here.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on. Stuff like this. So to me, it just takes away the credibility, and it's just like, to your point, for all, and maybe to the Belichick-Brady conversation, this does not help Bill Belichick.
To suggest that he played any part in what's happening now. Any part.
Yeah.
If anything, we're all survivors.
Yeah.
You, me, people watching right now, Lions fans, we're survivors of this.
This rebuild was supposed to take way longer. Like, thank God Brad Holmes came in here and actually had a plan, because the way Patricia set this organization back, we were supposed to be bad for at least another 5 to 6 years. Easy.
Yeah,
easy.
The fruits of Matt Patricia's labor were all rotten. The fruits of Matt Patricia's labor were Trey Flowers and Jamie Collins and Jeff Okuda and these bums that aren't on the team anymore because they got uprooted and ripped out by a good farmer.
Jelani Tavai.
Jelani
Let's be smarter
Tavai.
than
right.
the whole
Jelani
freaking
Tavai.
room and draft a guy in the second round that's not even on the board.
Right. Tried to turn this into the Detroit Patriots, man. But the way I looked at it is Bill, one, he's ignorant to anything going on in Detroit or Lions organization, period. Second, he's trying to get his man's a job. He's trying to, buff up his name. He's trying to look out for his friend. But that's just completely stupid when he wasn't even here when Taylor Decker and Graham Glasgow got drafted. You let Graham Glasgow walk and go to Denver, for crying out loud. You didn't want to pay him after his first contract was up. And yeah, you drafted Frank Ragnow, but they weren't near the players that they are today. So I don't get that statement. It's weird.
If he came out and said thank Matt Patricia because he did such a gosh darn horrible job that you got Penei Sewell, I'd say okay, thanks.
Yeah,
that's the great coaching job to be able to have somebody be smart and select. But that does this not even just give more credence to the fact of what the job Brad Holmes is doing? Mm-hmm. And we mentioned when Steve Yzerman and the contracts that are invisible to a lot of people in the salary cap to get it right. But Brad Holmes, they had nothing. Spenny, you said it. They walked into an orchard of rotten fruit, and they had one or two that might be able to be resurrected.
Yeah.
The only thing I thank Matt Patricia for is him finally getting the blinders off of Martha Ford.
Yeah.
Being like, okay, I need to get somebody else to do this, because she realized how bad that decision was to bring in Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn.
Yep.
She was like, okay, maybe I bring someone else in here to make the decisions. That's the only thing Matt Patricia did. You were so terrible at your job, you made the owner question her leadership. That's how bad you were, you stupid four-wheeler riding bum.
Yeah.
Dude, you want to know the fruits of Matt Patricia's labor? Trey Flowers, Jamie Collins, Jelani Tavai, $19 million in cap space to not play,
right?
To not be here. That's the fruits of their quote unquote labor. You want to know the fruits of his labor? Darius Slay saying, "Get me TF out of here." Quandre Diggs saying, "Get me TF out of here." Mm-hmm. That's the fruits of his labor.
Having a win now mandate and selecting a corner at 3. One of the worst corners in this league at 3
on the IR right now.
So that's nah, bro. You don't get to say that, Bill Belichick. And look, I respect the Super Bowls and everything like that. That's ignorant talk. And yes, even if Diddy's capable of that stuff, you're capable of saying some dumb shit. I mean, come on. That is egregious to say. Yeah. We are survivors of this.
Matt Patricia's a bum.
Yeah.
He shouldn't show his face in Detroit ever again. He's a fucking loser.
Matt Patricia's so good, he's coaching where?
Nowhere.
Yeah.
Even with all his friends. I would say this, though. Get you somebody in your life that loves you the way Bill Belichick loves Matt Patricia.
I swear.
Do that. Everybody, do that. Get somebody in your life that loves you the way that Bill Belichick loves Matt Patricia. Do that. Jesus Christ, this guy, man.
Yeah, it's bad.
I'll never understand it. I had to get that off my chest, and I feel better now, so thank you. Thank you, the people. Thank you, my friends and co-workers here. Thank you for allowing me to do that, because I've exhaled now, and I feel better.
It's therapy. You can't take shit like that serious, man. Like Bill Belichick, what does he know about Detroit Lions football?
Here's the deal, and I won't name names.
Yeah.
I had friends that worked there in that organization that I didn't know, and I guess in the end, luckily for me personally, that he did come in there and broom out good people.
Yeah.
But people that worked there for a very long time that he broomed out that were elite at their craft. I know, I worked with them.
Yeah.
I saw it. And he just went in there and said, I'm doing this my way. Here's my stupid-ass pencil that's in my ear.
Yeah.
And just blew the guts out of an organization. Look, we knew what the problem was with the Lions. Talent evaluation, period, end of story.
Facts.
The rest of the stuff was fine.
Yeah.
Talent evaluation, getting guys with second contracts and contract extensions.
Right.
They fixed that. They're good now. Period, end of story.
Yeah.
Guess what? That's what it is with every organization. It's a talent-based game. That's what it is. So, again, I'm just glad I got to do that. We can move on, and we can talk about the thank God Matt Patricia's not here Lions pregame show.
Yeah, big facts.
Because if he were still here, there probably wouldn't even be a Lions pregame show because no one would give a shit. But we are here now, and we're doing it. It starts with Woodward and Maine with Terry Foster and Matthew Broder. He's Matthew on Sundays from 8 to 9 a.m. Then it's the New Holland Brewing Company pregame show on home games, on home game dates. We're live from Second Best and 42 Watson Street in downtown Detroit. We'll be back at it this Sunday, the regular time slot, 10 a.m. to noon, so tap into that. It's brought to you by Sabbath Coffee Roasters and Tullamore. They are an elite pairing, just like Woodward and Maine and the Lions pregame show. Myself and Sean Belesian. We will talk to you on Sunday.
What about Caesars?
Caesars Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. A lot of you got in yesterday, as a matter of fact.
Sir.
The last of you to get the Tigers plus 450 to make the playoffs. If you still believe, here's what you got to do, everyone. Scan the QR code on your screen. It's right there. You see it right there. Use code Woodward1000 when you sign up. Your first deposit, whatever you bet on your first bet, if you lose, they give it back to you in site credits, everybody. It's a no-lose situation. It's Caesar Sportsbook. That is right. They're the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences of the online and big box retailers, with one major difference. They're family and locally owned and operated for over 30 years. 60 brands of food and nutrition experts to help you. Same day, local curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Rackstead here in the building. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. Speaking of the chat thread, Drago in all caps, Ben Johnson and Hank Fraley. Yeah, and he was so smart, right? He was so smart that Ben Johnson was a tight ends coach under his watch. Right, Drago? Is that what it was? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, don't give that loser credit for anything.
Nothing. If anything, it would have happened quicker. Trash person. Absolute trash person. And oh, by the way, he's had his accusations in the past, too. We'll just say it like that. So
Yeah, it's facts. Yeah. Don't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out.
Nope, there you go. Ha
ha! KG.
And so there you go. But yeah, Tigers did it again yesterday, D-Mac. You're locked in now.
Oh,
you're all the way
100.
in. And through witchcraft, however they're doing it, they did it. It felt like the Royals had the bases loaded, nobody out every inning.
Yeah.
It felt that way, didn't it?
Damn near.
But D-Mac.
Getting out of jams. Casey Mize.
They find a way, man. I've never seen anything like this before. Even like, I was obviously a little kid with the 84 World Series, and I know they were 35-5. But even that, it couldn't have felt like this.
No, it wasn't like destiny is on your side, right? Like everything, like the universe is working full force. When the biggest thing is when they need that hit or they need that pitch, they get it, right? You look at Bo Brisky yesterday too. You know, big situation, able to find a strikeout, and
Bo Brisky's look good.
This team just doesn't quit, Neil. And that's the resilience. They just keep fighting, and it's consistent. So the biggest thing in this is they believe it. A.J. Hinch knows how close to the sun they're flying, but it's almost like they can't get it. They're sucked into that stratosphere, right? This is the way they have to do. Now they just got to take care of business. Now, tonight, you got the Cy Young loading guy on the mound for your team, right? Last week we were like counting in. Yeah, you know what you're going to get out of Scuba. Right? Probably 6 scoreless or 6-1.
The Royals hit him pretty well, believe it or not.
Do they? Okay.
They do.
But dialed up in this situation, if you are, so you know what? Great test for him. If you don't think, right? So he's got a Triple Crown loading Cy Young season, and he knows that this is the biggest game for him of the season against
that he's ever
these
pitched
guys.
in his life. This will be the biggest game Tarek Skubal's ever pitched
And
in his life.
especially because he knows that they hit him good. So you know what? That's all on Feder and him and AJ for Jake Rogers behind the plate, who call the game. You know, the game plan. But this has to be the best performance because yes, you think it's a win, but you look at what happened last week in his start. Pitches well, and the bullpen gives it up. Which the way the bullpens are pitching, it's gonna happen at some point. But right now, it's just go with it, enjoy it. I think, like I mentioned it yesterday, Jason Benetti brought it up in the announcer brought it up. Is that I know you're not supposed to do this as an announcer, but we're rating this journey. Can we not just enjoy this? It might end, at the end of this in 2 innings. It might come back. So, for me, I'm just enjoying it. Kenny. Right, we were talking about before from a couple guys who've been on the same page and been apathetic earlier in the season. We're back full bore.
Oh yeah,
that's what we were waiting for.
Yeah, you went from 10.5 to technically 1.5. I mean, I know they still got to have a better record than the Twins, but ultimately, this wasn't even like a whole month of baseball, and they managed to close this gap to this point. So it's the stuff. This is special.
No,
I
don't
know what else to call it.
And they got the breaks too, right? Like they played good baseball, but the Twins had to implode, and they almost imploded again last night.
You needed some luck because they weren't just going to dig themselves out of this just off of their play alone.
Because they were too far behind.
Exactly.
But here they are, and I've been waiting for this. And as I always tell you guys, this is why I love today's day and age in sports talk, because instant interaction with the audience, and they can tell you what they're thinking in real time. And I was waiting for this from Lorena Rios. Neil. Good thing the Tigers retained and not traded Skubal, eh? Oh, Lorena. Remember when we talked about that?
Yeah.
And now mark me on this, guys. What was my take? There were 2 things you could do.
Help him or help him.
One of the other
Get
things.
rid of him and help him, right? And help your team.
You trade him or you sign him.
Or you sign him. Or keep him, and they went with
and my words,
sign him immediately.
My words exactly were, I'm good with either.
Yeah.
I'm good with either, Lorena. So stop with that. I got you. No, you didn't.
But at the time, like Kenny said, you're 10.5 back.
I didn't say that, but I thought
you're 10.5 back.
Not even a whole month ago, you were 10.5 back.
That's what I'm saying.
And so that's the thing right now. And actually, I was talking. No, people in the chat are not, quote, freak-offs. Okay,
she's a freak-off.
Okay, easy.
I don't know if you want to freak off with her.
Easy.
Doesn't freak off sound like something like a teenage, like a rich teenage white kid would say? Like,
it does.
Hey, freak off, man.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, freak off.
Lorena, Neil, I'm just stating a fact. Well, so am I, Lorena. So am I. And I was talking with my buddies, my Alavila loyalist buddies. You guys know who they are.
Jesus Christ. Whenever you say
he
that,
drafted
it makes
Skubal.
me cringe whenever you say that. But
you know what? You know what I just thought about? My Alavila loyalist chat group.
Yeah.
They literally sound like Bill Belichick right now, talking about Matt Patricia.
Jesus Christ.
They literally sound like that.
Oh my
I hope
God.
you guys are watching. Text that 1138.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are watching. You guys are literally Bill Belichick saying, "Hey, the Tigers are enjoying the fruits of Alavila's labor right now, aren't they?"
I bet. Yeah.
Hey,
Anyway,
freak off.
Freak off,
Right.
yeah. But anyway, though, now I forgot where I was going to. Oh, yeah. I was talking with them, and I think that there's a third angle now on the whole as a Skubal turns situation. Because now, and this is all little, I don't want to do it now. I want to wait till it's over.
Yeah.
Let's wait till this is over one way or the other. When the
Team of
season
Destiny.
ends. Yeah, I mean, because I'm telling you, man, that's what it feels. For them to even get to this point.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's been like hitting a 12-leg parlay.
And Colt Keith hurt yesterday. Took himself
have
out
you
of the
heard?
game. His shoulder, he had some soreness in his throwing shoulder. Took himself out of the game. Didn't want to hurt the team if he missed a throw or something like that. I doubt he plays today, but didn't sound too bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Mm-hmm. No, that's absolutely good. Lewis, bum-ass Guardians need to win out.
They were heavily favored yesterday, too, so you kind of knew how that was going to go. So
Yeah, no doubt.
Freak off, Guardians. Freak off, man.
No, so again, it's just I've never. You ever experienced something like this, D-Mac? And you guys always had a good team, though. So like it wasn't. It's kind of apples to oranges in that respect. But anywhere in your sports career, did you ever a team just get on a heater out of nowhere?
I think, the biggest thing is that you try. Yeah, I mean, we won 62 games back in.
You were on a heater for a season.
Back in '96. I mean, that's when there's no ties, or when there was ties, right? So I'm sure not to remember. The one I do remember though is in '08 in the playoffs when we replaced Ozzie with Dom.
Yeah.
We ripped 9 off, right? The end of the Nashville series into the Colorado series into the Dallas series. That was pretty special. But yeah, no, what we're seeing right now, and because of the way they're doing it, usually when teams make runs like this, it's dominant, right? We've seen it. What do we see? The Dodgers and the Yankees get hot, and right? Other teams to do this at this time of the year with everything at stake and the way that they're doing it, Neil, like you said, hey, if we were on an airplane, you'd want to buckle up, and maybe that airbag would come down every now and then to make sure, right? Because it's a bumpy ride, but it's a fun ride. Because the best thing is that you look down and they're all in it together. Look at the way they're cheering. Did you see last night? That's what I'm gonna bring up. It was so quiet in I think it was the 10th inning, whatever, or 9th inning. I think it was the 9th, because Sweeney was up and he ended up striking out. But he took a pitch on 3-2 that you could hear the Tigers bench because it was so quiet.
Yeah.
Like, great take! Stuff like that's the investment, right? Where all these guys, it doesn't matter. They're out there and young, and they're feeding off all the energy to themselves. But it's special, Neil. It's special. I don't know if you'll be able to. Like, that's why, legitimately, in today's day and age, you track it with the gambling, right? You can track it with the lines and the gambling and stuff like that. And the reality is, if somebody had been betting it and they could put it in a financial, right? Like, say if I started with $100 and then kept going this, and I'm, to what you're saying is that if they kept doubling it and parlaying it and stuff like this, it's well over 10 grand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What you're taking with the odds, and that's just piecing off $100 here and there. That's the reality of it, right? To see it like that. So no, this is special.
No, it is. And I was actually watching the Kansas City feed of the game. Because I like to do that. I like to watch a road feed and see what they're saying and stuff like
100%.
that. And
because you're a professional in your business.
They're like, this team just doesn't go away. The play-by-play guy literally said that. He's like, this Tigers team just never goes away.
Grady Tiggs.
Ever.
Yeah.
Like, he was like verbally upset about it.
As they should be, because in reality, they should have won that game. I mean, let's just be real here.
$1,000,000%.
They loaded the bases multiple times in this game. Casey Mize really struggled through this
You
thing.
know what it felt like?
You
know what it felt like?
What?
It felt like if Kansas City was the Lions on Sunday.
Yeah, you're right.
Right? You
No,
know
for
what
real,
I'm saying? If
for
you're a Kansas, if there's any Kansas City Royal Lions fans out there, you know what? That's what it felt like. Opportunity, like 1 for 7 for the Lions in the red zone. It felt like the Royals to get the opportunity, but no. So,
something good just popped up in the chat, D-Mac. And when we come back, I want to talk about it.
Awesome.
And this is off the sheet. Spenny had a great question about who's the most important Tigers down the stretch. I want to get to. I'm going to combine this with what was just said in the chat. D-Mac, tell him about Lady Jane's.
Yeah, awesome is when a guy can be a guy, get an amazing haircut. Well, we all know that's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. You stop and you sit back, you relax. Hot leather neck massage, that's Spenny's favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Let one of the Lady Jane's stylists make you look and feel great. How do you do it? You walk in anytime, 7 days a week, Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody!
The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports.
Have you ever thought about volunteering but don't know where to start? How about you start with the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign? Those interested can visit Register Touring.
Register to ring.
What?
Register to ring.
Oh, registertoring.com to sign up for shifts. You got to break that down. There you have an option to choose a traditional 2-hour session at a physical Red Kettle site. Now, off script, we've done this before. Right. It's awesome. You know, you see them outside of Kroger's and stuff like this. But you, too, can get involved, or you can participate in the virtual bell ringing shift where they can raise funds in the comfort of your own home. Virtual bell ringers can sign up and begin raising funds at any time, whereas traditional bell ringing begins Friday, November 7th, and runs through Christmas Eve, excluding Thanksgiving and Sundays. All right, everybody, sign up for volunteer shifts. Visit, what is it again?
Register to ring.
Registertoring.com.
All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, who has been out there ringing the bell for the Salvation Army in the past. KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you, the Woodward Sports chat thread. All right, Spenny had this great question about who are the most important Tigers down the stretch.
Yeah.
And I do want to touch on it, but this just popped up in the chat thread, and it comes from Tiger Town. I'm worried if I get too attached, they'll let me down. Tiger Town, this is life. If you're not going to get attached now, then when you getting attached?
You're playing on house money right now, too. We weren't supposed to be here.
There's nothing to be let down of.
Yeah, at this point.
This is the time you do jump in.
At this point, yeah, absolutely.
It's a free roll. So, Tiger Town, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
They
lose. They were supposed to lose anyway.
Yeah, oh darn.
Yeah, I mean, I should rephrase that, I guess. What's the worst that can happen other than people will say, Scott Harris is on the hot seat. They'll pull the Red Wing stuff. You know, God forbid
or
the 500 team is 500.
Yeah. Or the argument we should have added Matt Chapman and J.D. Martinez and all that.
Which I'll get my shit off, to quote KG.
True.
I will.
But if they do pull this off, we kind of need to revisit that a little bit. Because I tried to tell you they did have enough.
Oh, don't you start.
Ultimately, they did.
You rested them in peace.
He did rest them in pieces, bro.
I did, but it's 162
It's a long season.
Games, so.
Chris Castellani tweeted this yesterday, which is pretty crazy. On August 3rd, so a little over a month ago, Parker Meadows was hitting 131. Now he's at like 240, something like that.
Yeah.
220, 230.
And his month of like August and September.
He's been lights out.
Crazy.
He's been the best hitter on the team for 2 months.
I think this month he has a 800 OPS or something like that. Like the turnaround he's made at the plate, and we all knew the defensive skill was there, but the turnaround he's made at the plate is like remarkable.
And hopefully this is what he is.
I think so.
Hopefully it's just not a heater,
I think so.
And this is what he is. Parker Meadows right now is... Where was he at? Parker Meadows right now hitting 242.
Yep.
With a 756 OPS, which is unbelievable from where he was before, as you guys said. So, but getting back to the point, Tiger, if you're not getting in now, when you get, this is as easy as it gets. It's a free roll, man.
Yeah, house money.
And I still, to be fair to Tiger Town, I still do think that there is a sentiment, largely the masses of Detroit fans, they don't believe. Like, it's entertainment on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
There was still a large section of people that were off. I did not watch 1 second of the Monday Night Football game. Not 1 second.
Yeah.
Because the Tigers were playing.
Yeah.
I'm in, but I told you guys, I'm always in. Believe it or not, for as pissed as I get.
You are, yeah.
I'm there. That's why I get pissed. Because of the time that I spend. And D-Mac, you were honest about it. You're like, hey, man, I kind of floated away. You want me back? You got to win games. They won games. You came back like you're a man of your word.
Yeah.
You know?
Apathetic, dude. But that's what the fandom is. And there's been different times, right? This team has been worse than it was earlier in the season. At least they were starting to be entertaining and stuff like that. But I checked out. and I'm fullback, and this is like all house money.
Yeah.
Right? This is all house money. So, like I told Daniela Bruce, right? Like I said, don't worry, this will probably end like the Wings season did.
Yeah.
Come right down to the last game and whatever like that and what could have been, but it might be a blessing in the past. So right now, the fact they're playing meaningful games in September and executing only helps them.
Yeah.
Experience-wise, whether they make it or whether they don't go for next year. And why does that matter? Go up and down the roster and look at how many of these guys are part of the future. That's it.
Right.
So get on board, dude. Like,
get on board or get left behind, brother.
Yeah.
Like if you guys mentioned if you're ever gonna get on board,
now's the time.
This is, and guys, like, remember, we talked about surviving the Matt Patricia era. It's been a decade since we've had, and I know that doesn't compute.
Yeah.
Spenny, that doesn't even compute with you, does it?
Nope.
A decade.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Since they've been relevant, man.
Since they've been in the playoffs?
They weren't even relevant for a decade.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And shout out Scott Bentley to all Locked On Tigers. He said that they will clinch for the first time winning record for the first time since, 2016 or something like that?
Like, it's absurd, man. Woodward Sports chat thread, Brendan Harris, this is the most special run for the Tigers since Miggy's Triple Crown. And yes, the math checks out. That was about a decade ago.
But it's in the same sort of stratosphere of must-see, right? If you're a fan, and whether you checked in or checked out or whatever like this, regardless of what they were doing, you were locked into Miggy at-bats.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Miggy at-bats. What would he do? We're all watching the average. We're all watching. Okay, can he get there? When is it closed? When can we pull him out and he can win? It's the same thing now, except it's all in the team. And it's the future. We can see, like this just benefits because it's experience. And they can't get any better experience than they have. And you look at the ebb and flow of the way the season has gone.
Yeah.
Well, the hat to AJ Hinch.
What makes it mean more to me personally and what makes it feel better to me personally is that it's not the Jonathan Scopes and the Tucker Barnharts and the Willie Castros that are doing it for this team. It's the Parker Meadows, Colt Keith, the Riley Green, the Kerry Carpenters.
It's all Matt Patricia's labor.
The guys we're expecting to be the core of this team for the next 8+ years are showing that they can do it right now, and you love to see that. You love to see it.
And there is an angle of hope to it, no doubt, that maybe these guys aren't all bums.
Yeah,
tried to tell you.
You know what I like?
Stop. No. Spenny, I need a ruling from you on this.
You need the block. You wanted the block at bat.
Hey, I mean,
you wanted the block at bat.
Snip, snap. Whether you're back or you're high, I'll give it to him. He was there for the jump, wavered, lost faith.
Put him in the coffin.
He's back.
No, say it right. Don't say wavered, lost faith. He buried him.
All the fights that we had, though, like, come on. And I only buried them at the point that it looked like they were completely out of it. Like I said, 10.5 games.
So you lost belief.
Like, come on. They were double-digit games out. I think at that point it was safe to bury them.
Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
All right. Spenny asked a question, D-Mac. Who are the most important Tigers down the stretch? And I have a stock answer to this question all the time. I want to run it by you, and you tell me. The most important Tigers in this stretch are Tarek Skubal, Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter. They are the most important Tigers in this stretch.
Oh.
Because when you get to this point, things shrink a little bit.
Your big dogs to bark.
And you don't, like the role guys and everything like that, they get you to these points, and then your dudes become your dudes. This is when you cement legacies.
Your dudes have to be your dudes, but the difference is, right, what makes every other team? No, you need your role guys to step up every now and then, but this is a time where the most important guy, and I would even add that second layer, right, of the Parker Meadows and the Torkelsons.
Yes.
But to me, right, what are they getting? Why is this working? Because the manager is making the right decisions. It's making the right moves. Wenzel Perez, last 2 days, pinch hit, stuff like this. It's the decisions, and whether it is, to me, it's, yes, Neil, you're 100% correct. Now it's time for the big boys to carry the load. But again, to me, the strength of this team is the team and the way they can just put guys in and pinch hit for big. You mentioned Kerry Carpenter. You got pinch hit for the other day.
Yeah.
Successfully.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's those moves. You got to keep playing that chess. So to me, it's yes, your guys have to execute, but the way AJ Hinch has put them in charge and put them in the place, it's the way that the guys come off the bench, the way, right, like Spenny mentioned, now is Cole Keith. Can somebody come up and fill that void and get, because he's been rocking.
Yeah.
He has big hits and big plays. So
he should be there.
to me, I'm a little bit different because I think it's got to go for them to get to the playoffs. It's the same magic that needs to be worked to right. And in that, your big guys need to be your big guys, but they sort of have been, haven't they?
For the most part.
For the most part. Now it's at the end.
You got to go to that to get to the next level. You got to go be next level.
Right. To your point, when do you need that? Right. Tonight for Tarek Skubal, and then that series in Baltimore.
And
that's the series, because if you set yourself up for success, the math plays out that your last two series you should be successful.
And I think you need to add some people to your list if we're talking about just this stretch by itself, because Colt Keith, Tyler Halton,
Halton is like
the best
incredible
reliever in baseball right now. You can't really prove me wrong on that. And Parker Meadows, the turnaround.
Class A is pretty good.
Well, yeah, but and Parker Meadows, the turnaround he's made, they don't get this far without the turnaround he's made at the plate. So
which is all fair.
Yeah, those three names, because you needed some of your younger guys and some of your role players to step up, and they have done that as well.
Right, but now it's time.
Yeah.
And this is the biggest start of Tarek Skubal's life. Tonight. Like, I'm not overstating that either.
No,
guys.
absolutely. This is a bookmark bench. Yeah.
This is it. Like, this is, and guess what? If he goes out and he dominates, then the next start is the biggest start of it. That's the way this works, everybody.
And isn't this, like, the bullpen's been elite.
Yeah.
Right? But is this not the one where AJ Hinch is, like, looking for at least 8 strong?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if Tarek Skubal steps up and then, boom, complete game, whatever else can get there.
Yeah.
Right? That's because of the way that the bullpen's been used.
Yeah.
This is the perfect opportunity, the perfect storm, right, to come out and to do that. So we need it's imperative.
Yeah. And of course you playing for your playoff lives, but you go win the Cy Young tonight. This game
that's a great point
absolutely
too, bro.
Decides whether you're the actual Cy Young or not.
Right. And too, when you look at it, just because he struggled for him, for Tarek Skubal,
he's acknowledged it. Yeah.
Cy Young winner, loading, Triple Crown potential winner, loading, struggling for him, not for Kenta Maeda struggling.
True. Yeah, true.
Who, by the way, weird. We haven't seen him around.
Hey, you probably gonna see him before it's over. So I'm just saying, we just need 3 or 4 strong out of it. That's it. Just get through 4, man. That's all we need. That's all we need. Hey, I hear you, but we here now.
No, absolutely.
We have officially come together. You off the tiger smack. You clean. You looking good. I'm proud of your development, man. You done came all the way around. Yeah. You had a project.
Well, how am I?
70.
You put him in a coffin.
I understand.
You were on smack.
You
to be in the coffin.
You said 74 wins.
Got that voodoo.
And I made you change it to 79. But you originally said 74. But look at you now. We here.
You got a job.
Yeah.
You've been showing up to work. You cut your hair.
Holding on a job.
You go to bed early.
I mean, D-Bag, back me up. Like, does he not? Does he look healthy?
You, bro. I got you.
Does he not look healthy?
But none of us saw this coming.
Yeah.
Right? The opportunity. Here's what I want for everybody at this moment, right? So that we can collectively share in it, because you know it. Like, think about the at-bats, Skubal versus Witt versus Salvi. You know, when I stand up in my living room when I'm watching like these intense battles and stuff like that. We're all going to be going through it together. So I expect big things out of Tarek Skubal. You know, because big time players step up big time moments.
One could even make a career out of that, couldn't they? In this town,
like just Tarek Scuba Hall of Fame jacket loading, but just in case not, you don't have to be a Hall of Famer to have Hall of Fame moments.
That is facts.
Right? And
Big
it's
facts.
also, too, on the insurance front. Did you know that?
I did.
Speaking of Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. Now more than ever, it is critical to have your insurance reviewed. Swiss Insurance will make sure your carrier is not slipping in extra fees. How do you go about it? You call my buddy Mark today at Swiss Insurance, 313-530-1698, or go to SwissINS.com.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Main, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
There's still time, everybody, to join the best youth football league in Metro Detroit, the Boys and Girls Clubs, a Southeastern Michigan's 3C sports league. It's youth football, it's youth cheer. There's 6 exciting teams to choose from in Detroit, Belleville, Highland Park, East Point, open to ages 5 to 14. All the coaches are trained, certified, and undergo background checks. You can register for football or cheer at bgcsm.org. Equipment, meals, and transportation are all included as well, and a chance to play for a championship at Ford Field for just $175 per child. Put the youth back in youth sports with BGCSM 3C Sports. All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, Spencer Raxter, and KG as well. We'll be joined by Dr. Pierce coming up in just a couple of minutes as we have our weekly chat with Dr. Pierce, brought to you by the Michigan Sports and Spine Center and MRI of Southfield. But happy to have you all with us today. Answer 14, Tigers have bonded and they believe it's so awesome. Russell Scott. No one's mentioned Parker Meadows catching in center field. No, defensively elite.
He's always been that.
Greatest quote. Shout out to our guy in the chat. He's probably working. He's out on the West Coast. But Rick texts me and he goes, "Facts. The Earth is covered by 71% water. Parker Meadows covers the other 29%." And that is so. I think it brings up a great point. Trey Sweeney at short. Look at making the plays. Guys defensively making the plays, getting it done behind. So to have Parker Meadows in center field defensively, we were talking about his hitting earlier, but yes, absolutely goes without saying.
No, absolutely. Woodward Sports chat thread, answer 14. Neil, you were furious, though, and ranting about how you had discontent with the Tigers. KG had to talk you down off the ledge a little. You can't deny how pissed you were at the Tigers. They won you back now. Well, yeah, because answer 14, what was one of the moves they made? They shot Javi Baez out into the sun for the season.
Yeah.
Which is all I wanted. Because you had no choice but to get better if you took him off the team.
Yeah.
Mathematically, you had no choice. The worst everyday player in the history of Major League Baseball.
Facts.
That's him.
And I got to come to your defense. Like, yeah, we, went back and forth about the Tigers, but
you were right.
It's because it's because you care. Much like you say about Michigan, I wanted more for them than you do. Well, in this case,
no, I expect more out of them than you do.
Yes, but in this case, in the Tigers case, it was for that reason. It's because the people at the top in ownership weren't really getting behind this team as they should, and now we're starting to see the results of that. If you make the right decisions, good things happen.
We're going to talk about Dr. Jeff Pierce in about 5 minutes. I did want to bring this to everybody's attention, though. I don't know if you guys saw this, and real quick, I'm going to localize it. I'm glad you brought up Michigan. because I want to bring up this discussion here. And Spenny, it's relevant because it's a Michigan State discussion as well.
Hello.
Did you guys see what Tennessee's doing with their football tickets?
No.
This comes to me courtesy every day. I get the emails from Front Office Sports. They do a great job. That's where I get a lot of my sports business stuff from. It talks about how fans could be on the hook for player pay in college sports. Tennessee is planning to get a portion of their talent money, player money, from a 10% talent fee that will be added to tickets across all sports. Football, obviously, basketball, baseball, softball, etc.
Necessarily mad at that.
Not mad at that at all.
That money,
smart.
Like a tip on the top of a bill at a restaurant, will go directly to paying athletes. If fans want, they can choose to give Tennessee additional talent fees beyond the 10% of their tickets.
Ooh.
Volunteers Athletic Director Danny White told On3 he hopes to raise about $10 million from the initiative. Separately, Tennessee football tickets in 2025 will increase about 4.5%.
That's genius.
So they're hiking up the price of football tickets, which Tennessee...
But only 10%, though, technically.
Well, 4.5% in the face value of the ticket.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Then on top of that, they're tacking on 10% for the talent fee.
Yeah.
And if you want tickets to Tennessee, which hundreds of thousands of people do every week, then you're paying this.
Right. And if you want your team to get better, go to the games and support
So you
the
as
team.
a Michigan fan, on board?
I would absolutely do that. I think that's a creative way to do that, especially if you're not going to outright pay players and do it, the way other teams do it. This would be a good way to kind of facilitate that.
And I'm curious, can we chat poll that?
Yeah.
Do you support essentially a 15% increase in tickets?
I mean, tickets expensive regardless.
Do you support a 10%
really
increase in your football ticket prices to go to athletes' pay, college athletes' pay? Do you support a 10% ticket price hike to go directly to athletes' pay in college sports? And I'm fascinated to see how I have no.
It's going to work,
and it's the same thing that you always say, Neil, with these streaming services. For people are going to bitch about it. Oh, I'm not doing, and they're still going to be there for all the games. They're still going to buy the tickets for all the games.
Exactly,
so doesn't really matter.
And 10%, that's not the worst price hike in the world. I can see if it's 25, but like 10%, it's nothing.
No, Mike G says, Neil, we do it already in seat fee. No, you're doing more now. 10% more.
Yeah.
So if your tickets cost you $3,000, now they're going to cost you $3,300.
You're adding the talent fee on there. So yeah.
So I'm fascinated to see if the people go, because we complain about pay, but Spenny, you're right. Like we complain, well, they moved the games to Paramount. Now I got to you guys
you're still going to pay it.
You guys were dying on the hill about $6.99 a month for Peacock.
Yeah, and
you were like, that's enough. I'm not doing it.
Where
anymore.
was it, Brendan Harris? Why do we have to pay the extra 10%? Because the NCAA are greedy bastards.
Yeah.
Like, you think they're just going to do that and not get their money, not get their bottom line? It's not how businesses work.
No. The NCAA, they're not involved.
Colleges in general are greedy bastards. Yeah. I still get phone calls from the School of Communications all the time. Hey, you're a MSU alumni. Would you click? No, right. I'm not giving you any more money. I already gave you plenty of money.
Right, I'm good.
Like, they're going to come after your pockets. They're not just paying these guys. This was bound to happen.
Burning issues. Is that all their athletes or just the top athletes?
Just the ones they want to pay.
Yeah,
exactly.
So in other words,
right.
just the top
the
athletes.
good ones, right.
Yeah, that's it. And guys, be ready for this. And everyone needs to get comfortable with this. They're coming for Title IX next.
Yeah.
They just are.
Yeah. There's kind of no point to having it now.
Because there's a breaking point with it.
Yeah.
Everybody just be ready for that. Olympic sports, Title IX, all of it.
Yeah.
So remember the fit everybody threw about when Eastern Michigan canceled swimming? Mm-hmm. Remember that? That's next.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be either we remain competitive in football or we 86 some of these sports.
Exactly.
That's how it's going to go.
Bye-bye lacrosse. Who cares?
Okay. Mike G, this ain't nothing, man. We do it already across the board. No, I know you do.
You're going to do it more now.
You're going to do it more now, Mike G.
Yeah.
And you don't have a choice.
Yeah, you're raising the rates.
Because it's just, Alec, I'm paying my student loan still. They still call me
Same here.
For more money.
Yeah.
Those bastards.
So there it is.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put it out there. Spenny, can we let that poll run for a little bit?
Yeah,
I want to see, because it's basically 50-50.
Yeah.
I like to trap people.
Yep.
These same people that were complaining about their $6.99 a month for Peacock to watch Michigan Fresno.
Right.
Yeah.
And now everybody's all of a sudden on board with that.
Yeah.
Well, then you guys are full of shit.
Everybody that says no to this poll
is
still going to go to games.
Exactly.
Still going to watch tickets. Right. If you offer tickets to buy tickets to a Michigan game, you're going to go.
Right. And you're cooperating at that point.
All right, when we come back, we're going to talk to our expert, sports injury insider. That's right, you know him. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here in the building. We'll talk to him coming up in just a couple of seconds. Some Amon-Ra questions. I'm going to put him on the spot unfairly, too, about Tua, but, that's what we do sometimes. But Mark White.
Let me tell you about Mark White, because if you need your home sold, you should go to Mark White. You can save up to $5,000 on your closing costs. Just go to markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. And that's right, I said $5,000 of your closing costs. Again, just call him at 248-290-8242. Mark White will make your dreams come true.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Want to know where the best Lions pregame party on September 30th is? Detroit's very own Second Best Bar, located at 42 Watson Street. It's the ultimate fan experience, and hundreds of you have been out there when we've been out there for the pregame show. You guys are electric, and you've all out there enjoying some smooth Tullamore Irish whiskey while catching the Woodward Sports pregame show with myself and Sean Belizean. Only at Second Best Bar. Come get some.
What about Feldman?
Well, you guys already know about Feldman. We were there yesterday, as a matter of fact. Shout out Ryan Palter and everybody and the gang at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer. But you already knew that. We've talked about that before. There's 18 Feldman Automotive locations in and around the Metro Detroit area. So whatever kind of car you want. It's not just Chevy. It could be Ford, Kia, whatever you guys want. If you want a car, go to feldmanauto.com. You can even start the buying process right there on your computer or your phone, whatever you guys want to do. The transaction is seamless. It moves quickly. You get your car, you get on your way. That's the way it works at Feldman. It's a Feldman advantage. feldmanauto.com. All right, keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty. Of course, you have KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. So get your thoughts in there as well. We have that poll going on. Tennessee is kicking up their football or all ticket prices to everything, baseball, football, whatever, 10% for a talent fee service charge that they're going to use to pay their players to get them to go to school there.
Smart.
No is up to 59%, which I'm surprised with. But it is that time of the week right now. As always, we're joined by our injury insider, Dr. Jeff Pierce, of the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. His visit, of course, powered by MRI of Southfield as well. Dr. Pierce, traveling man, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you all doing?
Pretty good.
Boy, you're really getting it up there on that Tennessee. You know, I'm hanging out in Knoxville these days.
Are you? Well, if you go to a football game, it's going to cost you 10% more.
I think, not to get into your argument there, but I think it gets down to the product. I think people have a tolerance. Like Lions tickets. Lions tickets went up crazy too.
And guess what? Buildings sold out every game.
Sold out every game. So
someone in the chat said, if your building's full, you're not charging enough.
That could be true. That's what the concert world says.
Right.
If we're selling out overnight, then the prices are not where they should be.
Doc, did want to catch up with you here, as we always do, but I wanted to talk some football with you. And we're in football season, and the injuries are coming fast and furious, as we knew that they would. I am going to pick your brain on the Tua thing because I have some sobering business stuff that I want to discuss with you. And just ask your experiences and athletes that you've talked to and athletes that you've worked with. But we saw some Lions get nicked up during the game. I saw Penei Sewell. I saw Amon-Ra St. Brown. He kind of took a shot right around the knees. Still played and everything like that. We always hear this buzz phrase, contusion or Charlie horse. What does that mean?
They're two different things. I mean, there's muscle contusion, there's bone contusion. So I think in this case, like when you get that, like Charlie horse, they're more referring to a muscle contusion. Like a Charlie horse is like the muscle gets all tight and crazy and you can't move it. That's just, it's the muscle spindles kind of overreacting. You see it a lot like in basketball players where they tighten up and they can't finish and we got to get them on the sidelines and stretch them out and use the Theragun, get them on the elliptical bike there on the side, the elliptical or the stationary bike on the side. But like to just start simple, we'll talk about bone contusion. Like St. Brown, I think, had more of a bone contusion. That means you don't have a fracture, but you have a bruise to the bone. That means you've hit deep enough or right onto the bone. And unfortunately, these guys don't have a lot of cushion and padding of adipose tissue, the fat. So you have more direct hits to the bone itself. So the bone doesn't necessarily have to break, but if it gets bruised, there's MRI changes, there's physiological changes to the bone that actually creates more discomfort. And sometimes a contusion is more painful than a fracture, which is weird. So then you can also get the contusion in the muscle where you bruise the muscle. Like a lot of times you get a hematoma. Like if you bruise the muscle can bleed on its own. So you get internal bleeding into the muscle, and then you get like if you ever had like a real bad, yeah, you have.
D-Mac, what do you know about this stuff? Sit this one out.
I had a hematoma, right? Might have been a jet ski incident, but it was this big. I got the spots on my leg. That doc, I had to go to Doc Finley's house, and they took the drain and they drained. It was like having a softball inside your leg,
right?
And stuff like this. Doc, to your point, is that happen more? Like, because I know what you're talking about. I blew my ankle out in San Jose, right? But I didn't break it. But I blew the ligaments and whatever like that. It took me a year and a half before could, felt
back to your normal
better.
stuff.
Like just felt like normal.
Yeah.
Right? There was always something. Is that like we're dealing with something that he's just going to have to figure out if it's not structurally damaged, figure out a way to, play with it like everybody else?
I mean, like we say, I always refer to the secret sauce. There's things we can do, but to just finish up on the hematoma, if that blood doesn't come out, like yours was larger, and sometimes it's easier when it's larger because you can go after it. But otherwise, it's like meat, and it's like you got a blood stain into the meat, and it kind of gets in there and it creates scarring, creates just not efficiencies of your muscle. And now you got different pulling and just, you've got to be really hard. Like the natural course of action is, I hurt my knee, I'm going to rest it. We actually want to aggressively treat it. So it's the Theragun goes after it. You stretch it. They call it the chicken wing. Like the biggest thing in football is that you get a helmet to the thigh and you get this big bruise on the thigh.
And that's what Amon-Ra looked like happened to him.
Yeah. So naturally, if you we think we just rest it and let that muscle relax, it's the last thing you want to do. It makes it last longer. You're actively activating that muscle to pump that fluid out of there. So like the deep tissue, the lasers, the ultrasound, the electrical stim, those are all devices for deep tissue stimulating to get all that out. So, Yeah, I mean, back in the day, it was disabling. Now we know it well. We identify it. It's unfortunate. There is a natural course of healing, and depending on it, like with Mac, with having a big hematoma where you had a lot of blood, that's more concerning. With this, it's hopefully a contusion to the muscle. You treat it aggressively. You don't necessarily rest it. You activate it.
Which is wild. You know, like I would have thought it went the other way. But in the chat, Craig wants to know, Doc, what's the typical turnaround on a muscle contusion? And I understand there's degrees of severity and stuff like that. But the point of the story is, Amon-Ra took a pretty nasty-looking shot, shook him up for a couple of minutes. I think he came out for a couple of plays, then he was back in. I mean,
Right.
it's just, you know, the way you describe it sounds like pretty intense and pretty scary, but you can overcome it in 2 plays, 3 plays?
Well, when it happens quickly, you're okay. It's what happens over a period of time. Like for Mac, his hematoma didn't happen in seconds. It happened over a period of time. You know, sometimes if you hit the right vessel, it'll blow up quick. But usually it's that seeping little injury that kind of gets worse over time. So that's why you want to activate it quickly, because if you rest it and let that blood pool, then it makes the muscle even more scarred and disabling. It shuts it down. It's like the body's own network of healing will shut it down. So with him, is he going to be, I don't think they're putting him on an injury reserve or anything.
No.
Yeah, I mean, is he going to be a step off? Is he going to be a little different? He came back pretty quickly. I expect him, he'll probably be a half a step off, but he's a tough guy. He's going to go through it. They're going to heat it up. They're going to beat it up, Theragun him and keep stretching him throughout. You may see him on the bicycle when defense is out there, but those are the kind of things you want to do to keep that muscle warm and stretched out.
In the chat here, Doc, and this is from one doctor to another, because you're obviously Dr. Jeff Pierce. This comes from Dirty Dr. D. So this is doctor to doctor. This is high-level stuff. He wants to know, since St. Brown didn't have a break, is it safe to say that he is, quote, bad to the bone? Is that fair?
Well, we still haven't identified. Am I going to play with this, or am I going to give you a serious answer?
I know, it's doctor
First
to
of all,
doctor stuff.
The Detroit Lions are bad to the bone.
There you go. All right,
let's just
Doc.
go with that. But it hasn't been identified in the bone. It's in the muscle, right?
Gotcha.
He's more of a muscle contusion. So, yeah, he's got a muscle that's going to be bad to the bone. We'll play with that.
I just figured this was high-level doctor discussion, that we weren't, I'm not qualified.
I was ready to retrieve an orthopedic question, but...
No, I do want to shift the focus, Doc, and look, full disclosure, I'm just an idiot here talking behind a microphone. I am not a neurologist. I am not a trained doctor professional in that field. It is not your quote-unquote lane. I'm not looking to put you in a bad spot or anything like that. I just want an educated opinion from a learned doctor.
I expect this on a weekly basis from you now. I'm ready for all.
You're ready for everything
from left field.
The Tua thing.
Yes.
We all saw it. Made a lot of headlines. I'm not saying, Doc, when's he going to be back? Can he come back? We know the answer because he's come back from it before. For you as a doctor, because your first, you always your first obligation is to your patient. Your obligation is to DMAC. When he was in his playing days, and anybody that you treat over at Michigan Sports and Spine, that's your first obligation. What goes through your mind when you see something like with what happened to Tua out there?
Well, it's sad, number one. Number two is it just shows you that when we say your number one risk factor is a previous injury, concussions fall right in that category. Is the brain a little bit softer? Is everything a little knocked around? Has to be doing well. I mean, the guy had a phenomenal year last year. It's an unfortunate hit. Is he more prone? I guess the question is, was he more prone to this concussion that happened? That hit was hard enough. It wasn't like, someone shook him, hey, buddy, let's go. It was a serious hit that he was playing without any hesitation and went for it, right? So, but now you're in a different category, right? It's number 3 that we're aware of, right? That's publicly known. You don't know how it's going on. There's going to be a lot of smart people. He's got a lot of money on the line, which always dictates a lot of this. Would he have come back if he was playing football for free? No. he's playing for a dollar amount that makes sense for him to potentially have issues down the road. Muhammad Ali is a great example, right? Punch concussion. He just went through. People are like, what is boxing? Like when the first concussion came out, not to go sideways here, but the goal of boxing is to knock the component out. Or,
Right.
MMA, all this stuff.
Inflict damage on them.
That is a concussion. So every time they get knocked out, that's a concussion. They're going out not because their blood supply went away. It's because they're being knocked out. That's a concussion. So when you're being knocked out, it leads to problems down the road.
It's sobering, D-Man. You live this life like you know more than most, No,
but it's just part of the job. I think with Tua, though, because of the ferocity, and it happens, and we see it at the level, and I think it's the reaction of, like, anytime, like, when you see a boxer get knocked out or whatever like this, or a UFC fighter, anytime they go stiff or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's part of that game.
Yeah, that's part of that game. That's why I think that the way that Tua's got hit, like, how many can you take like that as violence? So how many boxing matches, UFC, how many punches to the head are these concussions? Because it's probably in the NFL, it's more like getting knocked out 10 times, right? Like, isn't it? Like, there's severity to it, and isn't it all about, like you said, down the road?
Yeah,
that we
it's
don't
down the
know?
road. I mean, there's, again, classic examples are Ali, but there's a lot of guys sitting in corners right now with concussions that we don't talk about. There's high school athletes that sit with brain fog and things like that. So Tua's going to have a very expensive medical team around him. He'll have this super secret sauce going on, and it's going to be a waiting game. He's got to pass a lot of testing, which includes physical. It's reaction times. I mean, we have a lot of feedback systems for reaction times, clarity, testing, all that's being done by the NFL because of the publicity of what goes on concussion-wise later in life. So there's a lot of science behind it, and the NFL has actually promoted it. So I don't have a prediction. He's not coming back in 3 to 5 weeks. 6 weeks if he does phenomenal and he just kind of got overreacted because it was a scare because he has concussions and they overreacted. I don't know, seeing the hit and seeing what took place, he got his bell rung. It's going to be more safe for him first and coming back.
And I'm keeping you a couple minutes extra here because I do have a follow-up on it, and people are asking questions about it in the chat because you brought up the business angle of it. And here's the business angle of it. His contract is $167 million guaranteed at signing. Yes. That's the bottom line. When he signed the deal, it was $167 million guaranteed. When you throw this into the fact, and I listen to the Spot Track podcast and follow them on social media and stuff like that, right. And they brought up the facts of the matter. And the facts of the matter are, if he's medically cleared to play and chooses to retire, he foregoes the rest of that was supposed to come to him. He foregoes that.
But he's guaranteed the 160.
167 at sign, unless he retires after being medically cleared. Now, if he's not medically cleared, he maintains it, and you know where I'm going with this,
Doc.
Doc.
You're opening up a can of worms. I can't. Because I've been in these situations because I'm the guy outside sometimes.
Right, and DNC ENT asked it, what would it take for a doctor to not clear him? Is it possible for a doctor to not clear him for brain defects, for lack of a better term? And that's exactly right, right? Like, and anything that you're not comfortable with answering, just say I'm not comfortable with answering. I'm not asking for examples. I'm talking about the philosophy
I can give you
of it.
General, but you can be cleared medically and still have reproducible issues, right? We can go and have a conversation with them, sit for dinner, live it up. But when you start going at the game and you have to have that clarity in the game, it's a whole different ball game. You raise a heart rate. Like for my concussion protocol, and DMAC's been part of it, you have to get to 180% of your heart rate. Not 100%. 100. You got to break 150.
Because that's the exertion rate, right?
Well, you think if you want to go, I don't want to get too sciencey, but it's a blood supply, right? So you're floating right now. You're sitting. You're calm. You're everything. If I go put you on a treadmill and tell you to max out, that blood supply is going to go to your muscles, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's leaving your heart. It's leaving your brain. It's leaving everything else. You have to test him when he's at peak performance. what's going to happen? Are the headaches going to come about? Is the cloudiness going to come about? He's got to make decisions on split seconds that save his life or don't in a football game.
Yeah.
So a doctor can say, yeah, he cleared the test, his MRI looks good, everything looks good. But fortunately, it's not like a fracture. Your fracture is healed. It's a concussion. It's a brain that we don't fully understand. And all doctors that are smart will say, we don't understand the brain 100%. Not everybody's the same. He's now in a third concussion. It's like a railroad system or a blood supply system or a piping system. It's just there's circuitry that has to connect. And, we can pull the Aaron Rodgers thing, go to Aaron Rodgers' school of business and open another part of your brain to reform it. But it's a money question. I've been involved in those questions. People know the Red Wings. There was a couple here that were real. And, some people they retired. So when I'm looking at him, I got $160 million. I don't have to play anymore. I'm not risking my life. I don't want to be a vegetable. And Muhammad Ali, I love the man. I met the man. But he was not the man that he wanted to be at the end, right? And there's a lot more people that you can see. There's a lot more people that you see that aren't in the limelight like these guys, that are in the corners that I had to deal with. Like, there's struggles.
Isn't it the question of, because with concussions, it's like you start when you have zero, and like you mentioned it, when you're younger, you don't know how many you had, but once you empty the tank, it doesn't refill. So what isn't the question for the medical, not when he gets back to feeling okay, it's what is the next hit?
Yeah.
I go to my cousin, who's an offensive lineman at the University of Waterloo. If I breathe on him heavy enough, I can give him a concussion because he's had so many, but it's sort of, I've watched that transition, and that's why, the alternatives to different things to help that. But isn't that your concern? Like, it's to get him healthy and to get him to live. You want him to get back to be a productive human being, like you said, first and foremost. But in the back of your mind as a doctor, because you don't know about the brain and everything else, is like, what is that? Is it a push that helps him, or can he take another snack?
Some of the top neurologists, my buddy who is the top concussion guy in the city, we've had this argument that there's no literature that says because you had a concussion, you're more prone to the next one. It's what the literature says. There's other literature that suggests differently. Clinically, I've seen it. I've seen it personally. And I have people that are highly motivated that want to return that weren't able to just get that clarity back to play or to feel confident. With this, like I said, if he's got zero money on the line, he's not doing anything, this guy's not coming back to football. He's got 160 guarantee. We're talking business, which I don't like to get to. I like to stay clinical. But that's going to be a hard decision, and there could be legal battle because as much as their doctors say he's cleared, two of his agents are going to get doctors that say no, he's not.
And that is the...
That's the rub.
That's it. But Doc, I appreciate you being a sport and staying late on it. Because like we're talking about money. We're talking about violence and money. That's what we're talking about.
I like to make it a little prettier than that.
Well, but people have proven time after time they love violence and money. Mm-hmm. Like they just do.
They do.
I never even thought about it. The UFC stuff and the boxing stuff. I never thought about it that way till you explained it. And that's what it is. And I never thought about it like that.
Dude, I had an interview with ESPN Radio 20 years ago on this topic, and it was like mind-shattering to them. And I got a lot of follow-up on that, so we'll see what happens here.
Doc, appreciate you. We'll talk to you next week.
Always like you.
Yeah, there he is. Dr. Jeff Pierce, everybody. Michigan Sports and Spine Center, our injury insider, and appreciate his time. Certainly, we ran a little long with that, so we apologize. But hey, KDK Law, they're still number one in the game. If you're talking divorce, family law, criminal law, child visitation, scary stuff, everybody. No doubt about it. Have the best on your side. They have 24/7 availability. They have over 10 years of experience as well. They're tops in the game. They're right here in Birmingham. Scan the QR code on the screen. If you mention Woodward Sports, KDK Law will pay your filing fee. Kevin and Catherine, that's the answer, everybody. This is uncomfortable times. Get a very, very comfortable legal representation on your side, KDK Law.
And let me tell you about Sabbath Coffee. Fuel your Lions fandom with a perfect cup and become a subscriber of Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Whether you are gearing up for a big game or savoring a quiet morning, Sabbath Coffee Roasters has you covered with fresh, locally roasted specialty coffee delivered right to your door. Head to SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com, choose your favorite roast, and use code word Woodward to get 25% off your first subscription order. Awaken, unwind, support local, and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at RandyWiseChevy.com.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? Well, I'll tell you, expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. Same great service that customers have come to know and trust. I'm Woodward Ave, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford and Dearborn today at LesStanford.com. Les Stanford Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, all of you. We have Spencer Raxter in the building, KG as well. Jump into that chat thread. And as KG would say, get your shit off, right?
Yes, sir.
There you go. Woodward Sports chat thread, some reaction. Everybody was locked in to that Tua discussion with Dr. Jeff Pierce. It was. Craig says, if they say he's defective, they can get out of paying him a lot of money the way the rules are now. And Craig, like it's if you break it down, technically it's actually kind of the opposite of that. They get out of it by saying he's healthy.
Yeah.
Which is even worse.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is even worse. If he's medically returned to football but opts to retire, he will forego the remaining $124 million guaranteed.
There's got to be insurance on that.
Barring a custom settlement.
Right.
There's got to be insurance on that. Right? By the team.
But if I'm an insurance company, am I taking that?
Yeah, hell no.
You know,
he's a risk.
He's a risk, man. Like,
no, I understand that, but usually, okay, you're right. I would have thought after the last one was worse than this one.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I mean? But at least it looked like everybody learned from it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And concerned. So I mean, at the end of the day, man, I don't care who you are. I want to see him. Get back to some normalcy. I've seen it too much.
Yeah.
You know what? I saw a stat the other day about NFL enforcers and stuff like that, about how many of them died before 47 because of CTE and then longer in to whatever else.
You think about that, D-Mac? You think about that?
To myself?
Yeah.
Not now. Not now because, but I was locked in it. But I'm that's the my cannabis journey and into psilocybin and stuff like that. Psilocybin saved all the CTE guys, all the concussion guys. Shout out to Scott Park, the sheriff. I mean, guys that were just, Daniel Carcillo and Riley Cote and all these guys that like enforcers, stuff like this that really struggled, like real bad.
Yeah.
And we've lost some guys and stuff like this. I'm not concerned because I think that I've done enough, and it's almost 9 years and things like that with education and trying to get on top of it. And that's why I try to stay ahead of it. But a long time, Neil. It is, and it's just trying to find it's more prevalent that we don't think about. If you're not thinking about, you gave out Sugar Sean O'Malley. We talk UFC, this, that, boxing. This, we're all about it, but you don't really think about. Oh my God, you're trying to concuss the other guy.
Yeah. It's a head injury.
Same thing in a hockey fight. Dude, I was trying to take Lemieux's head off.
Yeah.
For most of the time it's fair, but you're trying to hit that guy. You're not trying to hurt him so he can't see his family, but you're trying to get the better of him.
Right.
So I'm just glad it's more talking about it. I love talking to Doc about it because the thing with it's the compassion for the athlete first and stuff like this. But the unknown, we don't know. Like that's the facts until after.
And you won't know until you're older and going through it. You know.
Should we break now to get back on time? And come back for
Chuck Brewer says, Neil, I'm sure I read that there was insurance built into the current contract. But Chuck, you have to think about it too. If that gets paid out, if the guarantee gets paid out, that doesn't help them with the salary cap
at all.
You see what I'm saying? Like there's motivation, bro. There's absolute motivation.
They are not trying to pay.
I'll make a deal with everybody. We'll go to the break now.
Yep. Come back.
And it's top 5
Top
Wednesday.
5 fluids, baby.
Yes. Top 5 fluids. No Diddy.
Good job, Spinny.
Thank you.
No Diddy.
Shout out to James. James is pushing for this.
Shout out
James. You did this. Be the change you want to see, James. So here you are. That's like I got Javi Baez out of Detroit.
You got top 5 fluids on Big D.
You got top 5 fluids on Big D against my better judgment. So when we do this, when we come back, everybody stay in your shoes in the chat a little bit, okay? Here are my only ground rules and stipulations.
Okay.
I'm going first and getting out of this.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
I'm going first and getting out of this. Then you guys just do what you want to do the rest of the time.
Okay.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay.
D-Mac, tell us about Randy Wise.
You did this.
How would you like to play golf with myself, Kirk Gibson, Braylon Edwards, or Calvin Johnson? It's a Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour. Register today, and you can play like a VIP. Go to @woodwardsports.com or scan the code on the screen right above me. When it comes to your next car or truck, make the wise decision. Randy Wise Automotive.
Let me tell you about the watch party and the post-game show, both live at Hayes Social. Yes, we will still be there this week for the away game. We're still going to be live at Hayes Social, so come check us out. Party with the boys. I'll buy your first New Holland beer. This is presented by New Holland Brewing Company, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Soroki Crispy Chicken and Pizza, and 1800 Tequila. Make sure you tap in. Come join us. We're doing Lions coverage better than anybody in the state. Come out to Hayes Social. It's going to be a blast.
You mean if I go, you'll buy my first beer?
I will.
I'm in.
There you go.
I'm in.
Just like that. Come out and join us. The Tangerine Space, the Peach Space Machine, the taller long drink. They got it all.
That's what I want.
We're going to have a good time.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports.
Crispy Chicken and Pizza has a new limited time offer just in time for football season. Oops, nope, not that. Soroki's is debuting their fresh signature flavored wings. Grab your friends, order a New York style pizza, and add fresh wings for the games this weekend. We're going to have them at Hayes Social, so you can come out and just try them there. Try one of their 7 different flavors. Find a store near you at Sorokis.com.
All right, everybody, the moment some of you have waited for.
Yeah, we've all been waiting. Yeah.
You have.
I have.
James in the chat. You are the man responsible for this. He says, LMAO, you got to manifest.
Shout out James. He says, my birthday is October 27th.
Well,
this is like 10 birthdays.
100%.
My birthday's tomorrow.
There you go. Well, it's Benny. Happy birthday for tomorrow for you as well. You and James are happy people. James called for it, demanded it. Spencer Raxter lobbied for it. Against my better judgment, here we are. Top 5 Wednesday.
We made it.
Top 5 fluids. And of course, it had to be the day that the Diddy stuff broke.
Oh, it's right on time.
If you missed the beginning of the show, KG did an emergency session of Spin the Block and brought everybody up to date with his pallets of baby lotion and all that kind of stuff.
Get that man off the streets. He's a sicko.
But no doubt.
Can I eat? Yeah, I want to go first so bad.
No, I am going first and getting out of the way.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, we're going the opposite way.
We're going the opposite way around the horn this time.
Okay.
Spenny, you're the big close.
That's fair.
Yeah. And let's be real. No one gives a shit about my list.
Yeah.
That's why I'm just going to do
waiting
it.
for Spenny's, but this
Everyone here is waiting for Spenny's, but the segment ends at 12:51. So, you know, you gotta fill time. You can't just go right to it. So,
all right,
okay,
Neil.
everybody, here we go. Top 5 fluids. All right, number 5, color printer ink.
That's a good one.
This stuff, I was doing
That's a
some
really good
research
one.
for this.
Yeah.
This stuff is like literally $2,700 a gallon.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Printer ink is $2,700 a gallon, D-Mac. That deserves a spot on the top 5.
That's a
more
really
valuable
good one.
than gold.
More valuable than gold. Speaking of more valuable than gold, scorpion venom. Come to find out.
Explain this.
Elite.
So scorpion venom, and I want to get the numbers exactly right.
Please explain this.
Scorpion venom, I guess, is used in a ton of medical stuff, like Alzheimer's, cancer treatments, stuff like that. Scorpion venom sells for $39 million a gallon.
Wow.
39 because of all the medical uses. So
Trying to
scorpions
get a gallon
ain't
of
it?
Scorpion venom.
Yeah, is scorpions not extinct yet?
and you going to get the scorpion venom?
No,
I'm not.
I'm not. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. on
Yeah,
that.
right,
You know,
for
I'm
real.
not
Mike G
doing
says
it.
Scorpion Venom is my ninja name.
No, perfect. There you go. Yeah, Anakin, scorpion venom. What? Yeah, click on it. 3, blood.
Need it.
Need it to live, everybody.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Need it to live. Number 2, water.
Something else you
need it to
Need it to live,
Yeah.
everybody. Need it to live.
Yeah.
And then my number 1, bourbon. Single barrel, small batch, higher octane. There's some very, very good bourbons out there.
Name your
I need it to live, everybody.
Yeah,
need it to live.
Name your, if you had one bourbon to drink.
Old Forester single barrel proof.
There it is.
That's my one.
Boom.
That's my
There
one.
it is. And that's
it's about 100 a bottle.
46 billion a gallon.
Yeah. It's about $100 a bottle.
I'm
So
proud of you, Neil.
There
That-
it is.
that was a reasonable
My top
list.
5 fluid list.
And our lists are kind of similar.
Ours aren't.
Darren, Spenny, just 2 more away, everybody. Hang in there. Darren
right, I'm
McCarty,
up
you're up
next.
next.
The 2 spot.
2 spot. Blood.
Yes.
Obviously. In the body, out of the body, all over the body, whatever it is. You know, blood, that's just the fluid. Gas. Need gas.
You do.
All kinds of gas.
I probably won't shortly, but go ahead.
With the electrical and stuff like that.
I'm just saying, maybe.
Okay. Oils. All different oils. Engine oils, concentrate oils to dab, and obviously baby oil.
Little did we know.
Little did we know.
Number 2 is Mama Jan juice. If you had it, you know it. It is,
That is good
chef's
stuff.
kiss. And number 1.
This is a good one.
Number 1. I was thinking about this when I was
should've
doing the
put this
list.
on my
Like
list.
coffee would be one of my top 3
Yeah.
survival things.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I didn't either, and I love coffee.
I do too.
No, I mean coffee's like I
Need it to
could
live.
out of anything else just drink coffee. That's where I get my water.
Do we feel the tension building as we get closer to
See how
Spencer
fast I
Raxter's
flew
top
through
5?
that?
We do, yeah.
Do we feel it?
We do.
I'm excited.
I
KG,
can feel it
betting third.
coming. Hey, and hopefully I hit a home run with this list. At number 5. Coming in at number 5, similar to your bourbon. I know we all looking at number 1, but let's go. Let's do this the right way. At number 5.
I didn't even see number 1. I was looking at number 5.
Yeah, oh man. At number 5, of course, taking a page out of your bourbon book, for me is Hennessy. A good old cognac. It gets
fair.
me every time. I need it to live. I need it to live. At number 4.
Give me a banana cognac.
Yeah, all right. That's a great episode.
They don't want to see us work. They want to see us live.
All right, at number 4, Faygo, man. It's the nectar of the gods.
Rock and rye, shout out.
I'm telling you, any
Rock and Rye
flavor,
sucks.
whatever flavor that you
You
need.
suck.
Did you say Rock and Rye sucks?
Rock and Rye sucks.
Oh,
You
you
suck.
wow, bro. What's your favorite flavor?
Probably just cola or red.
Oh, red.
No,
Move
red.
on. This
red,
isn't
I
his
can-
stage. It's your stage.
Okay,
KG.
but still. But any flavor of Faygo that you desire, they got it for you. Nectar of the Gods, Detroit made. Number 3, blood. I mean, pretty self-explanatory.
Fair.
Number 2, pretty self-explanatory. And at number 1, freak off fluid.
Enlighten me. What is freak off fluid?
All right, so a freak off fluid could be, whatever secretion of your choice, you know. So
give me an example.
I personally like, you know, the one from the female variety.
That's fair.
It kind of.
Damn, he came right. I tried to put him on. Yeah. I tried to put him in a corner.
I'm not the right person to do that with. I'm gonna do it every time. So yeah, at number one, freak off fluid. Whatever your favorite freak off fluid is on you.
That's fair. That is fair.
Woodward Sports chat thread. That pick goes hard, KG. Blue Lantern.
Oh,
Neil.
appreciate it.
Neil, you seriously allowed this list, SMH?
Hell yeah, I did. Shout out James.
We could sign 10 new sponsors if I said, coming up after the break, Spencer Raxter's top 5 list.
Yeah.
You ready for it?
Without any further ado, Darren McCarty, KG, the good people of the Woodward Sports chat, we present to you Spencer Raxter's top 5 fluids list. Why is it a top 5 list?
Because it's half as boring as a top 10 list.
This is the one time that is not the case.
No,
Here we go, everybody.
All right, top 5 fluids for me. At number 5, I have the Drippa. Now, I talk about it a lot. You know, I go to Kunin. Drippa is their signature beer. I could put those down. That is my nectar of the gods. I could put those down like it's my job. They're 9.5%. They go down great. At number 4, I got water. I drink more water than anything else. I love water. Got a cup on me at all times. Number 3, I got tequila. That's my favorite liquor. Shots, give me tequila shots for sure.
You sick man.
At number 2, I got mommy's milk because, you know, who doesn't like a good set of mommy milkers? Who doesn't like the mommy's milk? That's what it's all about, you know.
Quote, that's what it's all about.
What it's all about.
Do you like breast milk from a Cambodian?
Yeah, from a Cambodian immigrant. I only drink the finest breast milks. And then at number 1, I have a beautiful woman's love nectar. And that is just, you know, there's nothing better than sharing an intimate moment with a beautiful woman. And you guys make something beautiful happen. And then the love nectar is there. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, we're getting off the chat. We're getting off the highway. There it is, Spencer Raxter's top 5 fluids list. Never to be repeated again. We're never going to this genre again.
Love
We're
nectar.
never doing. I hope you guys had fun. Anytime you guys want to do something like this in the future, go back to this episode on this date. It's on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. We're never doing it again.
Love nectar.
They kind of go hand in hand,
Should've
don't
put
they?
penicillin on
Honorable
there.
mention penicillin.
Yeah, honorable mention penicillin.
Okay, I want out of here. 40
I should've put
Gumbel.
Astroglide
Neil,
on my
this
list.
is exactly how we all thought it would go.
That's what
I
it's
know.
all about.
Yeah.
No, it is not, quote, what it's all about,
It is.
unquote. Planet Fitness, everybody. There's nowhere else to go. Planet Fitness, the best gym in the gym game. Over 50 Metro Detroit locations, thousands of them across the world. $24.99 a month for a black card. Get you into any Planet Fitness in the world. Unlimited use of the facilities, the hydro massage, all of it. It's basically the best deal in American consumerism, guys. I joined about 3 years ago. I'll never be a member at another gym. Planet Fitness helped me to accomplish a lot of the goals I had in my life. But I had to walk in the door, everybody, and that's what you guys have to do as well. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men and claim your throne for a king's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Just get to a Lady Jane's today and receive a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. A haircut should not be a chore. It should be an experience. And that's exactly what Lady Jane's has to offer. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. There's always a location near you. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Sports fans, don't miss out on the expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce, the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday, or excuse me, we changed that now. We're doing it Wednesdays on Big D Energy, Thursdays with Ermanni Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that Darren McCarty trusted with his career. Dr. Jeff Pierce here to keep you in the game, performing at your best. He's got Spenny and I stretching like it is pretty incredible. And I'll tell you what, Spenny, It's working, man.
It is.
One way or the other, it's working. For more info, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com. He can do the same thing for you, everybody. Or call 248-426-9944. Scan the QR code on the screen, too. All right, mercifully, final segment of the show.
You enjoyed that. Stop it.
I shudder to do this, but we have to do it for at least another 4 minutes or so.
I thought that was
pause.
perfectly fine.
Burn, I'm honestly underwhelmed, Spenny. And you know what? I blame KG for that, Burn.
I'm sorry.
Stick. The fact a certain male secretion was excluded is offensive. He said it. Okay, enough.
Well, it's not one of my favorites.
Saga says next week's top 5 freak-offs. No, Saga. No, we're not doing that.
Spitty got one for that list.
I blame KG because he took the easy way out.
I did?
You took the quote, freak-off fluids. That could be any fluid you want. No, it's your top 5 list. You got to name it.
Listen,
you got to name it.
There are different types of freak-off fluids. There's different varieties. Some people prefer the male freak-off fluid, and if you do, that's your persuasion.
It's your list.
I said mine is the personal. I like female
love nectar.
Yeah, there you go. The love nectar. There you go. I think Spinny covered this well.
So. Like a bumblebee out there pollinating different love nectars.
I just
D-Mac,
thought it was,
your thoughts.
I just like, my thoughts were like how apropos, because the list was made a week before all the stuff went down, and today's officially,
Yeah.
If they're changing today, I don't know if it's Burger Day or National Burger Day. It should be National Baby Oil Day.
Yeah,
it
should.
So Spetty's on brand. Everybody was on brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was on brand. So,
Booty Juice said
I mean, the best part for you, Neil, got it out of the way. I mean, it's done. I like the way the show started and ended. It had a very heavy
seriously, why does it smell like caca and wee-whiz in here?
Okay. No real cream of wheat. There will not be a, quote, top 5 love nectars list.
Saga says top 5 mysterious stains. That's a good one.
Oh, that is.
No, it is not. We're not, normally I would take this time, too, to say, give us your top 5 list. I don't feel that we're in a mental space to do that
top
right now.
Top 5 couches.
No.
Casting, number 1.
Casting,
no,
yes.
There will be no couches, no black lights, none of that stuff, okay?
Happy birthday. Okay, can I do a quick shout out?
Yes, please.
Happy birthday to my boy Dante. It is his birthday today. Appreciate you, man. We're all going out. See, his birthday's today. My birthday's tomorrow. My boy Dom's birthday is on Sunday. So we're going out
Saturday night?
on Saturday night.
Oh,
yeah. We're hitting the pedal bar downtown. We're going to be going around.
Hey.
Oh, we're going to rage.
I always wanted to do one of those.
Yeah, me too. It looks. I've never done one.
Yeah, report back, man. I'm curious.
Looks
about
like
that.
a good time. So yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to be raging. So shout out Dante. Happy birthday. Also, happy birthday to Kendra Lust. Legend.
Wow. Woodward sports fan, by the way.
Woodward sports fan.
Shout out.
She's gotten me through a lot of sleepless nights personally.
I can imagine.
I can attest to that.
Both remotely.
Yes. Yeah. Shout out to Kendra Lust. I'm a big fan of your work.
Yep.
I've been following you for years. So
celebrate your entire catalog.
Your entire catalog.
Got like 5 jerseys.
Yeah.
She helped her with his freak-off fluid.
So shout out to Kendra Lust. Happy birthday to you. Woodward sports fan and an icon.
No doubt.
In her craft.
No doubt.
Yeah. She's won MILF of the Year like 3 years in a row. She's the GOAT.
No doubt.
Yeah.
You got to give proper risk. Professionals are professionals, D-Mac. Your thoughts?
Absolutely. You know what? You can appreciate everybody's work.
Detroit Dabber 313. Kendra has robbed Spenny of mini fluids.
Yes. That is very true. Pretty recently, too.
Okay, are we done?
Perfect way to end.
Thank you, D-Mac. Thank you. Okay, everybody, that's enough. Goodbye.
Have a great
see you later.
enough.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Wait,
Goodbye.
are we still talking fluids? Yeah.